What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jake the Savage here, back again with another podcast. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Rambo. Rambo, describe yourself, who you are on Twitch. Well, you're not on Twitch, but like describe yourself on the streaming platform. Who you are and what do you do for the community?
Yeah, Jake, appreciate you having me, man. It's an honor to be here. You and I have been trying to set this up for a while, so it's good that we are able to finally get it to line up.
one
Yeah,
Hundred percent.
I've been a streamer on Twitch for about 2.5 years. Um, my channel is currently on ice right now. We can get into that in the podcast. I currently have a YouTube channel that it's been a slow grind. So I'm on YouTube, Rainbow QB15. I'm on Twitter, Rainbow QB15. TikTok, Rainbow QB15. So all my socials are Rainbow QB15. I'm known around the community as the best 40 plus passer in Madden, for whatever that's worth. That's kind of been my niche for the last couple of years. Is just somebody that's like pretty. I'm not as good at the game this year as I was the last couple of years, and that's only because I don't play the game as much. And we can get into that as well, but kind of like a watered down pro, if you will, in terms of how I played the game, in terms of winning a lot of games, passing the football, and I'm currently a member of the Needed Gaming stream team. It's
Dubby,
stream team,
the man.
and I'm also on the Madden Turf team, so I do have an ebook up there. Put an ebook out last year and this year. It's the West Coast Middle Triangle ebook where you can learn passing concepts, and I have some play breakdowns and things like that. But again, thanks for having me, man.
Of course,
Good to
bro.
be here.
I can see in your background you're a diehard Commanders fan.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
boy.
I'm 45 years old. I've been a fan, born and raised my whole life. I live in Northern Virginia, um, sort of right outside of DC. And when I was growing up, Washington was a good football team. So it's good to see that we're back winning games again. 'Cause it's
It's
been
been a
kind of
while.
brutal.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your current rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels?
Oh, dude, he's a stud, man. He's been the difference maker so far. He's clearly one of those guys that they say high tide raises all boats. Like he's that dude. He's making everybody else play so much better around him.
100%.
So I
Uh,
need to get a jersey to put up back there.
yeah, it'd be kind of cool if you could just put him in the top right, my Sean Taylor.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I have my stream room before I moved down here. I had two jerseys over my left shoulder. One was Gus Farad, one was Sean Taylor. Gus Farad was a quarterback for Washington back when I was in high school. I don't know if many
Interesting.
people in the
My
community
dad
know who
might
he
know
is.
who he is. My dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does.
Probably. As a Patriots fan, I don't know how to say about my team. I'm a Patriots and a Tampa Bay fan. I don't know what to say.
You guys had your time though.
I know.
You guys were like the Yankees, dude.
Oh, now you're going with my other team.
But you're a Yankees fan
Yeah,
too.
I'm all Boston
No
sports
way.
except for baseball. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you had winners across the board there.
Yeah,
Wow.
my dad's from New York, so he was a born and raised Yankees fan. So
Okay.
I'm just a Yankees fan. I just follow his boat. I used to live in Massachusetts. That's why I'm a Patriots fan. And
Okay.
Tampa Bay, I would be a Dolphins fan since I grew up near Miami in Florida, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a Tampa Bay fan because of Brady, and I like just Tampa Bay's environment. And I actually have been a fan of Tampa Bay since Jameis Winston was there.
Okay. All right.
So everybody
So
like everybody harps on me like, oh, what's your favorite team? Yeah, I'm all Boston sports except for baseball. I'm like, what? They're like so confused.
yeah, that's kind of that'd be like me being an all Washington fan except root for the Cowboys somehow.
Yeah, well, there are those
You
people who like that.
know.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about the way the World Series went down?
I mean, I'm happy for Shohei. Don't get me wrong. I like Shohei Otani. I think he was a great player. He just Freddie Freeman just decides to like shit down our throat, hitting grand
Yeah.
slams, doing all that type of stuff. It just made me mad. But
Dude, he did. He owned you guys in that
I
series.
know.
I think when he was at bat, that baseball looked like a beach ball to him.
Oh, I know.
Strike zone.
He apparently I saw that he's won four Super Bowls, not Super Bowls, World Series titles like back to back to, or one player on the Dodgers won a World Series back to back to back years with four different teams. I don't think it's
That's
Freeman. I
insane.
forget his name. He's somewhere on the Dodgers, but like yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
it's wild.
Yeah, I
So
actually
yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say I went to high school with a guy who he was a stud pitcher. He went to UVA on full scholarship, and then he got drafted by the Diamondbacks. And he ended up in his career playing for the Red Sox, and he
Interesting.
won 2 World Series with them. And he was a reliever. He was just a lefty. They called him a knuckle dragger because he had this real sidearm delivery that lefties couldn't hit because he was a lefty. So literally, the dude made millions of dollars sitting in the bullpen, chewing sunflower seeds, and they bring him in for like one at bat in the eighth inning. So he won 2 World Series with the Red Sox doing that, and
Wow.
then he went to the Giants and won 2 World Series with them, I believe. So he's got 4 rings, made
Wow.
millions, just chilling in the bullpen. Would come in for like one hitter.
That's crazy.
That's the life right there.
Are you still friends with the guy today?
No, we were friends on Facebook, but I got off of Facebook. But no, I hadn't talked to him in a long time.
Interesting. Imagine you just like reconnect with him. You just see him around. Hey, I remember you. You were my high school friend.
Yeah, I should reach out to him.
Be funny.
In a minute.
Be funny.
Yeah.
So you're born and raised in Virginia, you said? Like where? My sister goes to school in UVA. That's funny. That we're talking about that.
Okay, so that's Charlottesville.
Yeah.
So Charlottesville is about an hour and a half southwest of us. We are like literally 35, 40 miles west of DC in Northern Virginia.
Interesting.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like right outside of Fairfax County.
Fun. My the first, well, not the first. I've been to many Patriots games. I've been to Patriots at Washington at FedEx Field before they changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know if it's still named FedEx Field today, but it might be.
No, First National Bank or something like that. They
Yeah.
just bought out.
Yeah, I've been to their state. It's pretty nice. I saw your owner in the booth doing his own thing, and I saw Patriots owner doing his own thing, and I don't know. I don't know how you feel about your whole team being under about the whole lawsuits that's been happening with Dan Quinn, Dan Snyder, all those guys. Like, what is your like opinion on that?
Man, it's hard to say because I've heard 2 different sides of it. I mean, there's one side that says the Native Americans helped Washington name them the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
So on one hand, the Native Americans don't see it as racist. On the other hand, you have activists that say that it is racist, and I think a lot of it was pre-motivated by the hate towards Daniel Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
I think, activists got political with it just because they don't like Daniel Snyder, and it gave them a reason to come after him. I don't like the Commander's name. A lot of the fans don't like the Commander's name. At this point, there's been speculation they might rebrand to a brand new name next year. But with Jaden Daniels' jersey selling the way that is, I just read this morning, he's the #1 selling jersey worldwide right now.
Interesting.
I find it hard to believe that they would want to change up with as well as they're doing right now and like jersey sales and stuff.
Well, that's crazy to
answer your
think.
question, I don't like the name Commanders, and nobody around here does. It's pretty lame.
Yeah, I have a friend. So I go to school in South Jersey. He's my major too. I'm a sports communications major. He's also a sports communications major. He's a Washington everything. Like he likes the Nationals. He likes the Commanders. And one of my closest friends, who's an Eagles fan, doesn't like that. Like, how do you feel about like the whole NFC East like rivalry this season impacting like you? Like, do you think there's a big rivalry between the Commanders and the Eagles right now, or like a big rivalry between the Commanders and Cowboys or Giants?
Man, that's a good question. I think we've lost our relevancy a little bit recently. We used to have a great rivalry with the Cowboys. In fact, I think we're playing the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day this year, which would be fun, being that Washington's good and Dallas is, and hopefully we kick the shit out of them.
I hope so too.
But I think we've lost our relevancy. I don't really feel like we have much of a rivalry with anybody anymore because we haven't been good for so long. The Washington Cowboys thing will always be a thing, but we need to be relevant like we are right now. We used to have somewhat of a rivalry with the Eagles, but that's kind of wavered a little bit, and the Giants. And I think right now more of the rivalry in the NFC East is more like the Eagles and I'd say the Eagles Cowboys and Eagles Giants. Like I think we've lost our relevancy. Yeah. To be honest.
How do you think your team's gonna do after like who do the Commanders play this week? I forget.
We play Pittsburgh at home.
Do you think you got it?
I think we do, but man, I've learned with this team never to count my chickens
Yeah.
too early because they always let me down.
Hmm.
This team seems to be built a little bit differently with this culture and with the way they're playing.
Hmm.
They just seem to go out there and they play their game every week. It doesn't matter who they play. But Washington teams in the past, like they would play up against teams that they had no business competing with, and then next week they'd shit the bed versus a team that should have
Yeah.
crushed. So I've learned to just curb my expectations with this team.
Yeah, I feel the same way about my Patriots now with Drake
Mm-hmm.
May at the helm. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's like besides Jaden Daniels, the number 2 rated rookie quarterback right now.
Yeah, he's solid. I was going to ask you what your thoughts were on it.
I mean, I'm okay. So for college, I didn't like him going to UNC because I don't like UNC sports. Period. He was good in UNC. I know that. He's very good in New England right now. I think if Mayo
Mm-hmm.
would train him more in the off season before we drafted him, like when we drafted him during training practice, sat him down, like showed him how to like run the ropes of the New England facility,
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be our starting quarterback for probably another 3 years.
I agree. I think it's gonna come down to the coaching there.
Yeah,
And
I don't like how we hired Mayo. I think Mayo should just be gone in 2 years.
yeah,
He's
I
just
feel like that was just a safe hire because of his history with the Patriots. And Kraft is comfortable
yeah.
bringing him in, being that he played for Belichick, he coached under Belichick, so it's just a safe hire.
I wish Belichick was our assistant. I wish Belichick was still on our like front office, but Kraft decides to say, "Nope, you can just leave." I'm like, "Come on." As somebody who grew up with Belichick and Brady, Moss, all those guys, there's nothing you can do about it.
I think Belichick wanted to go though, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
now he's
he
just yeah, I think he did.
yeah.
And now he's running his
He
own podcast.
Yeah, I think for him it was like, hey, if I can't run the whole thing, I just don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Who
it's
so
gonna be interesting, man. It's fun to watch football again. Like
yeah.
all of us around here in Washington, we did not expect this team to be as good as they are because there's so many holes in this roster.
Yeah.
The defensive line was supposed to be the strength. We let Chase Young and Montez Sweat go last year, and we had two good defensive tackles in Deron Payne and Josh Allen, or Jonathan Allen, excuse me. But we have good linebackers with Frankie Louvu and Bobby Wagner, and we have good safeties, but like our corners are weak.
Yeah.
Our pass rush is a little suspect. Our receiver position is weak. Actually, no, corners, we just brought in Marshawn
Yeah,
Lattimore,
you
so
got
that's a
that.
big
I bet
deal.
you're excited for that. I think he's playing. I
Yes.
think he's expected to play this week.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we need him because we're going to be playing the Cowboys twice coming up and
Yep.
the Eagles twice. So we got CD Lamb to deal with, we got AJ Brown to deal with. So
Mm-hmm.
Dan Quinn knew we had to get a corner.
Yeah.
But see, the receiver position's still weak because Terry
Yeah.
McLaurin is a dog.
I
And
love
that's the
Terry
thing, is like
McLaurin.
he has not gotten the respect that he deserves over the years because he's never had a quarterback, but yet he was still a top 5, top 10 receiver without
Yeah.
a stud quarterback. Now he has a stud quarterback, but he doesn't have a legitimate number 2 receiver to take the pressure off of
Yeah.
him. And when we played the Bears a couple weeks ago, the Bears defense is good, and they exposed the fact that we didn't have a legitimate number 2 receiver.
Mm.
They doubled up on McLaurin. We had a hard time moving the ball that game, so we need to get another receiver to complement him.
Yeah. After the trade deadline, I was just about to ask you about how you felt about Marshawn Lattimore signing with you guys, but like you just described it.
Huge.
I
We need him.
mean, I'm happy that you guys signed him because as a Tampa fan as well, I'm glad that now Marshawn Lattimore does not have to guard Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And I've seen a heated rivalry between them two. So,
Yeah.
what else?
You know what's real quick? You know what's funny about the Buccaneers? And
Hmm.
this is so true with life, with everything. The creamsicle uniforms that the Buccaneers have. Okay, back in the day when I was a kid, and
Mhm.
those were the normal home uniforms,
Mhm.
everybody hated them. They were like, "Oh my God, these are terrible. They need new
That's
uniforms."
funny.
And then when Tampa Bay rebranded, now when they throw those creamsicles on, everyone's like, "Man, these are great. I love these." That just seems to be the way life is. It's
Yeah.
like people don't appreciate what they have in the moment until
For
it's
sure.
gone, and then they're like, "Damn, those are cool."
Yeah, I was thinking about getting a Mike Evans creamsicle because they're kind of
You
cool.
should.
I had a Tom Brady red Patriots jersey. Not Patriots, Tampa Bay. And then I gave it away, and then now I just gotta go buy another one.
Hmm.
So I.
So-
my, hmm?
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you were saying something. What's up?
I don't mean to change gears on you. Just thought popped into my head because I was
Mhm.
thinking if you got that jersey, you should hang it up. Do you stream at all? Like, are you a streamer or are you more of a YouTuber?
So I'm more half and half. I post on YouTube, I post on Twitch, but with like my college life, it's just like up in the air with streaming. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
streamed in probably like a month and a half. Um, YouTube is Jake the Savage. Twitch is there's two S's, but JTS Savage. And then you follow me on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah, I follow you on your YouTube too, and
Yeah.
that's it. You know, let me interview you for a second
Nah,
because
yeah,
I
you're
don't
good. I
think
like it. I
anybody.
like it. I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, if you could help, maybe you could help me out, and you could help some people that don't listen to the podcast that might be aspiring to get going into YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I've been a streamer for 2.5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a part-time streamer. I always had a full-time job. I'm married. I have 3 kids. So for me, if I streamed 2 days a week, maybe three, that was good for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was closing in on around 2,000 followers before my channel got put on ice back in August. I had started a YouTube channel last spring
Mm-hmm.
and didn't really put a lot of TLC into it. And when my Twitch channel got put on ice, I thought, all right, well, I'll put a grind towards YouTube
For
because I
sure.
had nothing else from a content standpoint. I assumed that all 2,000 of my followers from Twitch were just going to come right over to YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to get 2,000 followers on YouTube, and then kind of be more of a running to start getting monetized.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, YouTube has been tough.
Oh, I
YouTube has
know.
been
It's hard.
it's hard, man. And what I've learned is that like I was putting gameplay videos up, and I think from what I've learned from a content standpoint is people's attention spans just aren't what they used to be.
For
So
sure.
for me, just to load gameplay videos up of me playing Joe Schmo 645 in the mud head streets,
Yeah.
people will tune in for like 3 minutes and then they're like, eh. So I've kind of gotten away from gameplays, done more about the shorts, and my shorts have been popping.
Yeah, shorts are the best thing.
Yeah, like my shorts are getting like anywhere from like 1,000 to 2,000 views depending on the short.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about YouTube is people will watch your stuff, but they won't like it.
Yeah.
So like that's the tough thing. So what is your advice for grinding YouTube? Are there any shortcuts or are there any?
Okay, so I'm like a part-time content creator, I would say, because the best advice from me for YouTube is to like not post consistently, but on a day that like working hours are a thing. So post like a YouTube video at like 10 a.m. for instance. It might get like I don't know 5 to 10 views, but that's still fine. You could get like I don't know 100. This is what my friend told me. He's a content creator at like another gaming organization. He's the part social media guy. He told me to post YouTube videos that you feel comfortable with. Like for me, I do these podcasts. I do sometimes some gaming clips. I do some vlogs here and there. I try to post these podcasts. It's just hard for me to edit and then post them. But like if I were you, post the YouTube link on your Twitter, on your Instagram, on like any other social for make to other people to share it with you. Like hey, like if you post your next YouTube video on Twitter, I'll repost it. Like cuz
That's what I've done. I mean, every time I post a video, I get a nice thumbnail, I put a link. But see, I'm a straight. Okay, so you asked me to talk about like how I differentiate myself.
Mhm.
I'm a straight shooter, and sometimes people appreciate it, and sometimes they don't. Here's what I've learned about the content creation community. There's a lot of haters out there.
Oh, I know.
There's a lot of people that if there's something in it for them, they will support you.
Mhm.
But like, let me just start here. I don't need to digress, but
Nah, no, you're good.
being that I don't stream anymore, I haven't streamed. It'll be 90 days on November the 11th. I have lost quite a bit of relevancy on the Twitter platform. My Twitter was popping with engagement when I was a consistent streamer because a lot of the other content creators saw that there was something in it for them to interact with me because my name was out there. People knew me as a streamer. People knew that I was on a partner push, and they engaged with me because they were like, "Oh, he'll rate me
Yeah.
if I like his stuff," and he'll come hang out in my streams and he'll sub,
Yeah.
and maybe he'll get subs. Well, now that I can't do any of that stuff anymore, I'm no good to some of these other content creators. So I've lost relevancy, and so when I post my YouTube stuff on Twitter, I know people see it, but out of I don't want them to get ahead.
Yeah.
Engage with it.
You could also multi-stream. What I do is whenever I go stream on Twitch, I usually stream on TikTok, so I can get like that multi-stream platform. But you could do that with any amount of followers on TikTok, I found out. Because I have the app. And with multi-streaming, like you could stream off YouTube, you can stream off Twitch, you can stream off like anything. And I think that's the best thing to do since you're not on Twitch right now, since your Twitch is under the ice. Just start multi-streaming. I started streaming off YouTube for like when I started. And then my friend's like, oh, you should come back to Twitch. And then I'm back on Twitch and everything's going smooth sailing. Because like if I were you, stream on TikTok, stream on YouTube, and you should be fine. And then if your Twitch comes back, start streaming on all three.
Yeah, the hardest thing with this situation with Twitch is that, you know, can I talk about that for a
Yeah,
second?
yeah. Bring it up. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah, I mean, because, people, like, it was a big deal when I got suspended, so it was like for about a week.
Yeah.
People were like, so what happened? So what happened? So I'm just gonna put it out there. So what happened was I had a clean record on Twitch for 2.5 years, and one night I was having a lot of fun. I streamed for 9 hours. I was 7 tequila shots deep. I normally don't drink. I was having a great time. Chat was vibing. The energy was good. I made a comment about the person that I was playing, the person that was taunting and celebrating and just trying to do everything they could to get over my skin, and it worked.
Yep.
And I literally at one point said, because he was also talking a lot of shit
On the mic, yeah.
And I said, God, I'd love to just throat punch this kid, just shut him up. And of course, I knew I was like, I probably should have said it, but whatever. If anything, I'll just lose some followers. People might drop out of my chat, whatever.
Yeah.
So then he carried on with his antics, and I said, God, I'd love to just take a baseball bat to this dude's shins just to end this dancing tirade. Well, the end was viewed as like me saying I wanted to end him.
Yeah.
And so I streamed for another 6 hours, and then somebody that I was close to got into my VODs the next morning, and I posted my VOD thinking nothing of it. I posted my VOD, which was dumb. If I had never posted my VOD, I'd still have my channel. Because Twitch wouldn't have found anything, which is frustrating. They dropped the hammer hard, but the mods wouldn't have found shit. So this guy, who I thought was a friend of mine, who turned out to be very envious and very jealous of my growth, he told me that many times, he turned the clip into Twitch, and Twitch immediately indefinitely suspended my channel. They gave me one shot to appeal it. It was immediately rejected. They deemed it as, under the bucket of violence and threats, which they say they have a zero tolerance policy for. So I have had no communication from them. I don't know if I'm ever going to get my channel back. I assume that after the 6-month mark, which is 180 days, I'll have the opportunity to appeal it and hopefully get it back. But it's been frustrating. I'm the kind of guy where I like to know what the outcome is going to be. It's like the way that I've, the analogy that I've kind of given with this whole situation is, it's like I was in a relationship with a woman, and all of a sudden, I wake up one day and she's gone, and she's like, "Hey, I think I love you, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna go like try some other stuff, but like hang tight. Don't go date anybody else. Just wait around for me because I might come back.
Yeah.
I might not." So I'm the kind of guy where it's like, you see my background. If I'm ever going to stream again on Twitch, I'll take all this stuff down, repaint this room, turn it back into a fitness room, because I had that weight center. I had a Smith machine, 250 pounds weight. I sold all that to move this stuff down there, and then got suspended 3 months later.
Yeah.
So I'll undo all this shit if I'm ever going to stream again.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they won't tell me anything.
Yeah, well, that's part of Twitch. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Let me think of a question. Do you got any questions for me while I think of one in the back of my back burner? Because I can't think of shit right now.
Yes. So how long have you been running your YouTube channel?
So it's like a funny story. I used to like do YouTube videos with my sister back when I was like little. We used to have our own like YouTube channel. I used to do that. I think I created my channel in like 2019, 2020, I think. No, whoa, it's like earlier, 2017. And on Twitch, yeah, I'm a young gun. I'm 22 years old, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm 22, but I'm not.
Happens to the best of us. Yeah, I've been doing content since 2015 on Twitch, and still 11 years strong, and man, it's just a lot of work to be put in. But with like college, being a full-time student, doing this is just a blast.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take anything for granted because I hit 1.4K, I think, this past summer. I was like, shit.
Yes.
Now I can grow. Now I can be bigger. All that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah. I'm trying to live my best life here at university. It's just fun. Studying my major, studying sports, all that.
So you're majoring in sports.
I'm a sports communications major, so I'm trying to be
Okay.
like the next, I don't know, Joe Buck, pretty much
Okay.
any of the commentators.
Nice.
Uh,
What year are you right now?
I'm a junior. I'm a third year. I love it.
You're a junior. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a
So
constant.
did you? So you're 22, a junior. So did you start late, or did you take a couple of years off?
Okay, so I got held back my freshman year of high school, and
Gotcha.
because I was getting bullied, everybody was making fun of me. It was not fun. And
Sorry to hear that too.
thanks, man. It happens. So I moved to my current house, which is in the Jersey Shore, and my parents are like, "Yeah, we're just gonna homeschool you for your senior and junior year." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I don't care. I still got my high school diploma, still in my room at my house, and I'm trying to get my college diploma so I can probably live on my own and do something with sports."
That's great, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Ah,
Hmm?
no, I was gonna say we homeschooled our son last year because he was getting bullied
Hmm.
at his middle school, and I gotta tell you, homeschooling has come a long way.
Oh, I
It's
know.
not the way that it was when I was a kid, when parents had to be the teacher. These high schools have online curriculums that are like college courses where it's easy
Yeah.
for the kids to follow, and it's like 4 hours of schoolwork a day, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, being homeschooled was something, but like I couldn't go out of my room. I couldn't do anything because the pandemic. Um,
Yeah, that's tough.
yeah, pandemic kind of like changed my schooling a little bit because I had to move. I used to
Mm-hmm.
live in a town that I had a lot of my best friends in, and then I moved to like my shore house full time during the pandemic, and yeah, it's just
Yeah.
part of life. I've moved everywhere all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And dude, I mean, I wish when I was younger, um, content creation was a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 45 years old and I got into this whole thing 2 years ago.
Mm,
So I was 43,
mm,
and I think all the time, like, God, I wish I could have gotten into this
mm.
a lot earlier in life. And for as good as I am in that at 45, there's a lot of times, like, especially, like, I got really good at the game last year, and at the end of 23, I got pretty good too, and I was just like, God, I wish. I mean, imagine how good I'd be like 10 years, like
Yeah.
20 years ago. Because when I was streaming, I was 44,
Mhm.
43 years old, getting matched up with college kids or like teenagers, and these kids are like cracked out on Coca-Cola and nerds and candy and shit on sugar highs. They're just locked in. Like, I'm an old guy
Yeah.
trying to drink coffee, trying to keep up with them. But I wish I could have gotten into this whole thing when I was younger.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, if you want to grow your platform, you grow your platform.
That's been the most fun for me, is growing my brand, the Rambo QB15 brand. I love like feeling like an entrepreneur and
Hmm.
having content, loading content.
Yeah.
I think I find the whole thing fun.
Yeah, Fendler is like a full-time content creator now. He like transformed, even though he's having another baby on the way, and him and Emily are having one kid. It's crazy.
Yeah, what I've learned with this content creation is, just like with everything, timing is everything.
Yeah.
The people that got into this environment during the pandemic really hit it big because everybody was at home. They were working from home, so they had more time to put into content.
Hmm.
The whole world was at home. Twitch was blowing up,
Yeah.
and so the people that were starting the grind then are really have really reaped the benefits in the last couple
Yeah.
of years.
100%. Who would you say like is your biggest role model on Twitch since you're in like Need It and all that type of stuff, or like anybody?
Biggest role model?
Like who do you look up to on Twitch? I know you're part of Need It. You're with Dubby. You're with Skimbo. You're with all those guys. But like, who would you like say like influenced you to be on Twitch?
Um, I'll tell you who actually influenced me to be on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
He's an OG in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Hackers 65. Do you know who he is?
Yep. Packers. Yep.
Yep. So before I started streaming, it was Madden 22.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch his streams every morning, and prior to finding him, I thought you had to be a pro or an NCS guy to stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I started watching him, and I was like, wow, he's just a normal guy. He's an older guy. He's built this community of, older people. They
Mm-hmm.
like coming in here and having coffee and watching him stream. And then there was another guy who and I've become friends with both of these guys. So we got Packer 65, who I've become friends with. And
Mm-hmm.
another guy that I've become friends with, we have a cell phone relationship, is J Dub.
I
He's
think I've heard
he's
of him.
an
Yeah.
OG in the community. He doesn't stream anymore, but he used to stream every morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it was called Coffee and Madden, and he'd have reggae music playing. And with all due respect to Jay, he's my boy. He was mediocre at the game, but he built one hell of a community. He was a partner, and so I would watch these guys stream, and I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
well, if they can do it, they're not pros. Maybe I should give it a shot.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what inspired me to start streaming.
Nice.
Yeah.
So everybody talks to me about that you have this iconic, this Melvin voice. If you know what I'm talking about. uh,
Everybody talks to you about it.
yeah, including Dev Dog. He tells me like, who is this guy that we're
Oh,
mentioning?
Seth.
Yeah,
Seth.
what's the backstory on this guy?
So
Let's.
what's fun? So last year when I was streaming, I used to get so pissed off when I would play these kids that
Mhm.
were clearly calling coaches suggestions, and they would see that I was in zone coverage, and so they had no idea how to read coverage, so they would come out and like spread oriented formations and just try to quick snap a seam streak.
Mhm.
And so I just always envisioned that I was playing some nerd who probably just got up that morning, and his routine was to have his Fruit Loops, and he had his iPad in front of him, and he was watching his videos while he was having his Fruit Loops. And so I just started doing this voice one day on stream that I had always done when I was playing by myself. And I remember the first time I did it, I was like, oh, people are going to think I'm bipolar or I'm weird. And so I just started having like a dialogue with myself where I'd be like, dude, that wasn't open. And be like, yeah, actually, it was open because the guy on YouTube, I just watched the mini scheme of this, and he said what you do is you just come out trade line flex and you just quick snap a seam streak right up the seam. But that matter if it's manned up, and you can also throw with the flats because hard flats don't play shit. And then so I just started having a dialogue with myself doing that voice, and people loved it. And um, what's funny about that voice is
Mhm.
I actually created that character, Trade Wise Seth, on
Interesting.
Twitter last year. And he had 40 followers. He got 40 followers in a month, which is more followers than some people
That's
with
funny.
legitimate accounts have. So he was my character last year, but I think he ended up getting me in more trouble than anything because there's some soft people in the community uh, from a couple different Discord communities that took offense to it.
Mhm.
So
Have you like? Would you do it like for like a YouTube video? Like, hey, Seth is playing for the first time on Madden. Like a whole video of like you doing that. I bet you that would go viral.
I thought about maybe getting a mask and creating a Twitch account
Oh my god.
of like that guy and just being just a total, it's like stream sniping bigger streamers
Oh my god, it'd be so funny.
and just like go in there and be like, wait for a huge streamer to have like
Yeah.
1,000 people in a stream. Like, hey, don't dump the smoke. Let's roll. Players Lounge, $150 game. Let's rock it. See what happens. Just have Trey West just go viral as a
Yeah,
streamer.
it'd be funny.
Yeah,
It'd be funny.
probably do better than I did.
I mean, like, who knows? It'd be funny, like you just like post that on YouTube, like, oh, like you introduce yourself as Seth and like shit.
I should.
It'd be so
I
funny.
should. Yeah.
You got any questions for me, Rambo? I'm trying to think of something on the back of my head.
So how much are you playing Madden?
This Madden alone? Oh boy, I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the. I don't know. It's kind of like I'm now on Black Ops, and I think that game is just overtaking it right now.
Yeah.
And I like it. Don't get me wrong. I've been playing Madden for years. I think my first ever Madden was the 25th anniversary of Madden when Barry Sanders was on the cover.
Yeah.
Best Madden on the 360.
Yeah, that was a good Madden.
Yeah, but like I don't know now, like with this whole state, everybody's getting angry about like, oh, you can't open packs, you can't do this, you have to spend so much money to be better at the game. It's just I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going
Yeah.
downhill.
It has, and Jesus, there's so many things we can say about this. I've been telling myself for the last few months, if there was ever a year to get suspended off of Twitch and not be able to stream Madden, this
Yeah.
might be the year
Yeah.
because the game just isn't good.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's helped differentiate me as a streamer over the last couple of years is my ability to pass the football, my route
Mm-hmm.
combinations, stepping up in the pocket with pocket awareness, my free forms, my tight window anticipatory throws.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really a thing this year, just because the offensive line logic is terrible, so you can't really step up in the pocket anymore. Um, like abilities, people argued last year and the year before about how abilities kind of ruined the game because there was too many of them. Well, this year the abilities are just terrible,
Yeah, they're pretty
so
ass.
it makes the mutt grind not really that fun because the abilities suck and the content's kind of bad. And it seems like this year more than ever, EA has really nerfed skill gap.
Mm-hmm.
And it started over the last couple of years where like now there's just not a lot of stick movement where there were a lot of good players on Twitch that used to differentiate themselves with having good stick, good run
Mm-hmm.
stick.
Yeah.
Now there's no stick skill moves in the open field anymore.
Yeah.
Clicking on receivers and getting good animations and coming back to the ball or getting rocket catches, like
I know.
they've nerfed all these things that used to widen skill gap, and now it's like they tried to reduce skill gap to the point that little Seth and Ronald and Reggie and all the posse could just load in
Yeah.
and semi compete.
Yeah. Are you watching MCS this year?
I haven't really been able to because I haven't been able to watch Twitch.
Yeah. Well, you see that Young Vose is in the live event.
I did, yeah, I did. I reached out to him and congratulated him.
Yeah, it's big.
Good to see. Yeah, it's good to see. He's been working really hard, man. I'm happy to see that he finally broke through.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter when he posted that. I wished him a congrats. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
After all he's gone through and him losing a lot of people in his life and all that type of stuff. It's wild.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It just shows you, man, you got to persevere and keep grinding.
Yeah. I think Vose is like the same age as me. He's like 22, 23.
Yeah, and not to make it about me, but
Nah, you're good.
I try to relate to these people. I think the hardest thing for me when I was streaming was I was trying to compete and keep up with all of these guys. When you look at like a W, or you look at Vose, or you look at Skimbo, like these guys do this full time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a full time job. I have a wife. I have 3 kids. This is my hobby, but I'm so competitive that I would see them live and be like, "Oh, I gotta go live because they're live. I gotta go compete. I gotta get my grind because I gotta get my grind up because their grind is up."
Mm-hmm.
And I have to stop. Like, no, wait a second. Like, you already put your 8 hours in. Like, you've already earned your paycheck. This is just a hobby for you.
Yeah.
You don't compete with them. Like, they're pros. This is what they do for a living. But again, it's all about timing in life. And when you're in a position like a young guy, and I say, like a Vose, for example, where he's 22, he still lives at home. His parents carry the weight of the bills and all the major responsibilities, and he's afforded the opportunity to chase his dream of being a Madden professional and become a belt winner. That again is where I wish I could have gotten into this a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Again, to my defense, this kind of shit wasn't around when I was a kid.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us.
Mm-hmm.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Let me think. I can't think of any questions. I don't know if you got anything. Like, you can ask. Now, we can do the side where you said, like, you would interview me. You can ask me, spitball anything at me. I'm up for it. If you got anything about myself, about my content. That's that type of podcast.
Yeah, I mean, so Call of Duty is where your focus is right now?
Yeah, Black Ops 6. It just came out. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, I can tell it's doing good because when I see the extent of my being able to watch Twitch is I have to be on my desktop, and if I go to twitch.com, it'll put me right at the main menu, and I can see live channels on the left-hand side, but I can't log in. So if I were to click somebody's channel, I can watch, but I get inundated with ads, and I can't interact. So I haven't been able to watch a lot of Twitch, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is when I look at the directory and I look at Black Ops, they don't have like 100,000 people watching it, and I look at Madden, there's only 1,000.
I know.
So that right there tells you all you need to know. Madden usually has around 1,000, and then college football will have like 1,300.
Yeah.
Both games are down bad, so that's where I was just going to bring it back to Black Ops. Black Ops is thriving right now.
Yeah, I've been addicted to it. It's something right now. Brought back a lot of stuff.
I really got into like shooter games. I'm more of a sports guy.
Yeah, so it was me and my dad. My dad's a huge sports guy. Every time me and my dad play against each other in Madden or college football, he always kicks my ass.
Really?
Yeah.
How old's your dad?
Probably the same age as you.
Jesus,
I,
you're you and your dad right now.
nah, it happens. It happens. I think he's
I
like,
don't know.
yeah.
It doesn't happen that often. It's funny.
Well, he would like the Sean Taylor poster because he's a Miami Hurricanes fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so am I. I've been
We
going.
had,
Hmm?
I would say we had Sean Taylor, Clinton Portis,
Yep.
Santana Moss. We had three Hurricanes playing for us at the same time.
Yep. My dad loves the Hurricanes. I've been going to Hurricanes games since I was 4.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
I went to Miami FSU this past year. Greatest game I've ever witnessed from Cam Ward.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Now, yeah.
Washington Cowboys rivalry right there.
Yeah. Leaning into college football, who's your college football team?
Man, if I had to pick one, I would say Virginia Tech, just because they're one of our local teams.
Mhm.
And sorry, I never really got into UVA.
Happens.
Yeah, probably Virginia Tech. They're not really that great. They're a young football team, but I used to really like Virginia Tech back when I was in high school and college. They were really competitive with Frank Beamer as the coach.
I see you got Dan Marino. What's with the Dan Marino on the poster in the background? Is he just chilling?
Dan Marino. Yeah,
He's just chilling.
Excuse me, Dan Marino. Dude, my whole family's had a walking pneumonia for the last 3 weeks. I apologize.
Nah, you're good.
But Dan Marino is my all-time favorite quarterback.
Great guy.
So I gotta pay homage to the GOAT. Speaking of YouTube, I had some dude. You get these internet trolls, and I've been lucky. Knock on wood, I haven't been trolled very often as a content creator.
Mhm.
People haven't really come into my streams and talked a lot of shit, or people haven't left nasty comments. But this one dude, he left a comment on my YouTube video last week, and you can just look at his profile picture and tell that he's got some Hannibal Lecter type qualities to him. And he says, he goes something like, "Choose. You got Washington Commander pictures, Atlanta Braves hat, and then Dan Marino image. You're a real treat, aren't you?" I guess calling me a fair weather Johnson or something. And so I just liked his comment. I was like, I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to give him the time of the day. But yeah, I think he was talking bullshit.
Someone talked shit in my comments one time, like 2 years ago. I said, like, because I was doing one of my popular videos on my YouTube channel was like unboxing like a flag from like another YouTuber. And some guy commented, he's like, "What a guy. He's opening a full send Nelk Boys flag in his room where his parents are still there." I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. It was so funny. Like, I've gotten hate. It's just, it happens. Like, on Twitter, I've gotten it everywhere.
Yeah.
Instagram.
So the reason why I have the Atlanta Braves hat.
It's a cool hat.
Chipper Jones. I got a Chipper Jones picture over here autographed.
Mm-hmm.
Chipper was my all-time favorite player growing up because living here in the DC area, we didn't have a local baseball team when I was a kid. We had the Baltimore Orioles, and I was kind of always like, eh. And then we got TBS every night, Channel 17 TBS, and so that was the Atlanta channel. So I got to watch the Atlanta Braves play. So I got to watch them before they were good, before they became a dynasty. I started watching them the year Chipper Jones came up as a rookie. And so they became my favorite team as a kid. I have to say, I don't really watch baseball much anymore. I do pull for the Nationals when I can. It was fun to watch the Nationals win that World Series back in 2019, and then they let that whole team go.
Yeah.
After that, they let Bryce Harper, Juan Soto, Ryan Zimmerman retired.
Yep.
Max Scherzer, they let him go to the Dodgers. They had this other all-star third baseman. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but they had Trey Turner at shortstop. They had all these studs they let go, so I kind of
there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah.
That's why, in case that troll happens to watch your podcast, that's why I got the Braves fan.
Yeah, well, if he asks, he asks.
Yeah.
You got any last-minute questions for me, Rambo, or I got nothing?
No, man. I appreciate you starting a little earlier than we anticipated.
Of course.
I gotta go get some family stuff in.